Hello everyone, this is Hannah. I've been thinking about making this video for a long time, and I'll start with talking a little bit about myself. I'm from Taiwan, and my mother tongue is Mandarin. I've immigrated to Australia last year, and for some personal reason, I moved to Germany since July, and I've been learning German since. So I think for everyone whose mother tongue doesn't have the R sound or what I call throat sound, it is really difficult to learn it. And so I've watched a lot of videos or articles, talk about how to learn the German R. And besides those really helpful video, I want to share how I self-learned it. So most of the article or videos recommend gargling water. I tried it and I think it's very helpful, but what really accelerate the speed of producing the sound, I think for me it is know how to put your tongue, and so I figured this out by opening my German friend's mouth and then use a torchlight to look inside, see what's happening. So I'll explain it to you right now, and if you have a German-speaking friend, I recommend you to do that to them. So in my mother tongue, there's no trill R either, so the Spanish trill R. So in Spanish trill R, there is, or should I say, so trill R or the German R, they both are produced by vibration. And why do they vibrate and where do they vibrate, I think is very important. And so in Spanish R, it's the tip of the tongue. So my wrist is the tongue base and my fingers are the tongue tips. So in Spanish R, or I'm not very sure because I don't speak Spanish, but anyway, just the like the vibration is in the tip of the tongue. And to produce a vibration in your oral cavity, if you have a large space that air can move through, it will not produce a vibration because they can bypass whatever you try to vibrate. So in Spanish R, you lift your tip, the tip of your tongue up, touching the like behind the upper incisors, and you push air through, and then it vibrates up and down. And so in German R, what is vibrating is the uvula. So before learning German, I never know there is an actual function of that, and I don't know, of that organ or of that whatever you would like to call it. So the uvula, you can Google it. It's like the little raindrop shape of meat behind your oral cavity. And in order for the uvula to vibrate, you have to produce a surrounding that is small enough to let air, not bypassing it, but push it forward and backward to vibrate. And so if you look at the oral cavity of your German friend when they are producing the sound, you'll see that the uvula is sitting on top of the base of the tongue. So the uvula is sitting on the base of the tongue, and And in order to do that, you have to lift the base of your tongue up and then put your tongue tip down and touching the uvula. And once you achieve that, and then you just, naturally push air through, then it will vibrate. And so I think the difficult part now is, how do you control your tongue to that position? Because we use our fingers very much, but we don't, really focus on moving our tongue. And what I did is that I used a torchlight to look inside my oral cavity too, and then just try to move my tongue to the same position that I saw in my German friend's mouth. And slowly you'll know how to move that muscle you've never moved before, and finally it will touch the uvula. And I think also, like in Mandarin, there's some sound almost like you're already moving that part of your tongue. So in Mandarin is the word of water drinking, 喝水, 喝水. So with 喝, you're almost touching, you're pushing your tongue up and you're producing a little bit tightness or like smaller space of your posterior oral cavity. 喝水. You can see when I'm trying to open my mouth, at some point it will disappear because the space is too big. And some like other example word of German R is like Rathaus, Fahrrad. And yeah, that's what I want to share. Tschüss.